So I found a very interesting article from our favorite person over at Breitbart, Nolte. He's the best, right? It says Disney is on track to lose nearly $750 million across 13 films in a historic year of box office flops. That's nearly $1 billion in loss. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the article on screen because he actually breaks down the numbers and he gives conservative estimates, or what he declares as good faith conservative estimates for marketing and everything. So I'm going to read you through what he says. He says, after losing $106 million on Lightyear, I'm going to go back here. After losing $106 million on Lightyear and another $152 million on Strange World in 2022, both of which featured prominent gay plot lines aimed at kids, the Disney grooming syndicate roared into 2023, hoping for a much better year.
Prominent is debatable, but they did add those gay Easter eggs. So the one Disney movie that made it to profitability was Elemental, right?
No, it was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, that makes sense.
I'm going to put it on screen here. And so this is what he says for his numbers. He says, according to my imperfect but good faith estimates, only one Disney movie went into the black. The budgets below are reported production budget plus estimations of publicity costs. I added a conservative $75 million estimate for publicity for big movies like Indiana Jones and the Marvels. I would guess that those would have been higher anyway, so that is fairly good faith. For smaller movies, I estimated smaller budgets. These estimates are in good faith. Break even is widely considered to be double the production and publicity budget. The theaters take an average of half the global gross. The profit deficit in the global gross, aka how much the movie made, divided by 2, which removes the theater cut minus the budget. So these are I'm going to put all of them on screen here. So we've got
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania lost $37 million.
Yes.
I have never heard of the second one on this list.
Chevalier. It's a documentary.
Okay, never heard of it. Guardians of the Galaxy profited $98 million. The Little Mermaid lost $40 million. The Boogeyman lost $14 million. Elemental lost $1.5 million. Dial of Destiny lost $158 million. Haunted Mansion lost $141 million. Haunting in Venice lost $39 million. This is insane. The Creator lost $68 million. I mean, that was an okay movie according to Brett. So,
I liked it.
Yeah, The Marvels lost $150 million. Next Goal Wins lost $20 million. Wish has so far lost $175 million. And that's still in theaters, so they could recover in the near future. Unlikely, though.
But here's what I thought was really, really funny. And this is why I wanted to do this. So what I've noticed with Disney this year is what I think they've done is they've cored out their audience so heavily that when these movies go to theaters, with the big budget ones like the Marvels, where there's culture war aspects thrown in, the topic of bots and bot reviews comes up, and we've covered that extensively on this channel. Every single movie that was released by Disney this year has a higher audience score than it does a critic score.
And it's because of the Disney shills.
Because of the Disney shills, and the fact that what they've done now is like the only people who are going to go see a Disney movie are the people that are so hell-bent on loving Disney, like we talked about yesterday with that guy who wrote that weird those copy pasta tweets. Justice for Wish. So out of all these movies, and it's a big gap in some of these. Most of these films have high audience score and middling critic score, right? Like Guardians of the Galaxy's high on both. It's got a high audience score of 94, critics of 82. Chevalier has 97% from the audience. It was a documentary. I think he's a musician of some sort. I didn't see it. But Little Mermaid, 94% audience score, 67% critic score. Most of these numbers from the critics, the highest they got was a critic score of 77 for Haunted Mansion, and the rest of these all drop. Well, I'm sorry, Guardians of the Galaxy has the highest critic score of 82. Everything else is in the 70s. Some as low as Wish has a 49% critic score. So the people that are going to see them, they're basically preaching to the choir now, and the choir is just getting smaller and smaller and smaller with every release, because who has the time to go see a movie when they don't feel like there's even a chance that what they're watching is really going to speak to them? But if you are one of these people that loves Disney, implicitly, you won't have a problem with this. You'll go see whatever they make.
Well, it's not just about taking the time out of your day to see the movie. It's also about how much money you have to spend on all the merchandise, going to the theme parks, which is why they're totally transforming the business model of the theme parks to cater to Disney adults who do not have children. Gen Z doesn't care as much about Disney as millennials do.
Millennials, it hits them right in the nostalgia feels. We got a $50 super chat here from Jacob Edler. Says, congratulations on 500. I hope you know this show has really brought people together as intended. You give us an escape into the insanity and insanity of pop culture, and we viewers are grateful for this space to agree, disagree with you, and make new friends. That is like the kindest description of our job ever.
How about the fandoms comment? I feel like that's been a trend this year about, regardless of media, because it's big in gaming too, is that the only thing that's been holding subpar products has been fandoms literally yelling at everyone else like, this is a masterpiece.
Yeah.
Like, for example, Final Fantasy, like the latest iteration came out this year, and the same thing happened where like the critics reviewed it like 7-8, which is very middling for a game of that quality, I guess, and that budget. And the fan and literally people there's like the Final Fantasy podcast and stuff like like their livelihoods that are dependent on it. They're like losing their minds on Twitter and being like, this is a masterpiece, like nothing has ever, no art has ever reached stuff like this. Every single criticism is unwarranted.
You should be always weary when somebody sells you on a masterpiece that's the greatest thing ever made.
The Star Wars shills are the same way.
Yeah, I mean,
people that have, you're right, their whole livelihood resting on defending the bullshit that Disney's putting out.
And those are probably the worst, because Star Wars was already cringe as hell, and then it became like the Fast and Furious of like
Mary
science
would
fiction.
disagree. Mary is now a Star Wars defender.
I literally don't mind it. I watched episodes 1 through 6. I went to The Force Awakens and it sucked. But all of the originals and prequels, I didn't mind at all, except for episode 1. That was bad. But I liked them. I'm like a casual Star Wars enjoyer now.
Good for you.
But I didn't know there was like a magical cow that Luke was milking for blue milk. What the hell is that?
Yeah, green milk. Yeah.
And no one even, it wasn't even stated that was milk. Yeah. So why? Sorry, I'm just like.
Did you see so there have been some memes going around. Since you're a gamer. CM Punk came back to WWE, and a bunch of people were pointing out like it's been this many years. He left in like 2013. It's like it's been 9 years, and CM Punk came before Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out.
Oh, I haven't seen them, but by the way, have you heard of the subplot that got leaked about that game? So by the way, this game costs billions of dollars, and we're gonna play a single mother.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. Is she actually a single mother? I just knew that it was like a Latino woman. I didn't know that she's actually a single mother.
So supposedly there's some leaks on Reddit, and she's doing a robbery, and she like leaves her kid to with someone and be like, hey, can you look at this kid for a while? And then she gets arrested and like put away.
Okay. Well, that puts the Disney movies in perspective, right? Like I said, I the movies that I saw here. So we saw 1, 2.
How many of these did you see, Dane?
3.
Did you see any of the Disney movies this year?
Let me see.
4. 5.
You're not really into Marvel, so you didn't see those.
I didn't see any of them.
None of them.
like The Creator, I liked. I had no problem with The Creator. A Haunting in Venice was forgettable, and I fell asleep during A Haunting in Venice.
I got a $20 from Bucky Ducky. Old Star Wars was not cringe. You stop that right now. Star Wars was special before Disney made it cringe.
There you go. So yeah, like I don't know. So I was asked last night when I was on stream with Colonel Kirk, like, how do you fix the Marvel, Disney, Star Wars problem, right? And I said, there's no way to fix it other than they literally need to have like a Michael Jordan Bulls run from 93 to 97 or whatever it was, where they do nothing but hit movies for like 5 years if they're ever going to win back the public's trust with their films.
It's mass
not
firing.
possible. Yeah. I don't think that fixes the problem. I think there's too many people just like, unless the hiring policies change, firing bad people and bringing in more bad people won't do anything. They've been in the middle of layoffs all year.
Yeah, but I guess it's looking at the mirror and being, maybe Buzz Lightyear doesn't have to have a LGBTQ subplot in space.
I think my favorite thing about that is the from that whole movie was he's got like a high and tight, and it says in the first image that came out from Lightyear, it says Buzz Lightyear looks like he turns the body camera off.
But I don't know, because the thing is, it's that they shoehorn in again the subjects.
Yeah,
like it's always forced. It's never written elegantly. Like, for example, Final Fantasy had like I wouldn't even say a subplot, but like a gay character, and he's pretty like the most beloved character of the new
He's
intros.
not a gay character. He's a character that
who's
is
gay.
gay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.